Good morning and welcome to Grace and Lottie's channel. Elizabeth here. It is 10 a.m. I have my art station set up over here ready to go, but with it being Thanksgiving break, we have a little bit of extra going on, so I'm going to pan over here. So there is Gracie and Courtney is visiting us all the way from Louisville, and they're going to be working on this gingerbread turkey while we are coloring today. So we have Thanksgiving and Christmas going on, both holidays represented. Lots of fun with that. Everybody say hi again.
Hey.
Hi. You see Ben's board back there in the background from where he teaches. It has his little turkey up there too for Thanksgiving. So this is the setup. We got this turkey at Trader Joe's. It was not very expensive. It came with some stuff. We got some extra M&Ms though, because these are the fall colors, and it came with these that are really rainbowy and not so much the fall colors. So we've got the extra M&Ms. Gracie loves to decorate. So you see she's got her Rosanna Pincino hearts there, the 8-bit hearts, and she already had cake or decorating tips right there. So she's going to be doing that. So they're going to be over here working on this while we are over here. Head back over. Oh, is Gidget? Yep, there's Gidget. If you can see her, the assistant is right there doing her job lovely. So I'm going to clip my phone in up here. Forgive the fingers. It takes a little bit of strength to get this guy in. And let me plug in so we make sure we keep battery. So there we go. There is that. So we are in Johanna's Christmas over here. Let me zoom. Why are you not zooming? There we go. I wasn't registering my finger for some reason. Did the gingerbread men last week. You can see they turned out nice and dark. Trying to use these Crayola signature products and learning about them. And they do tend to go a little darker than what I intend a lot of times, like by the cap color and that kind of stuff. So trying to get them figured out with this. That's why we ended up with chocolate gingerbread men instead of just plain gingerbread men. I did go through and do a lot of the sticks. You can't really see them that much. That's why I did them off camera. I've got one stick left over here to do, and I'll do that on camera a little bit later so that you guys can see how that was done. But coloring white on video is really boring, and it's just repeating the same thing for all these sticks. So I figured I'll do those ahead of time, get those done, so we can sit down and do these. Also got the blend and shade pencils here. So we got the brush markers. I've got glitter and metallic markers. I do have the gel pens. Doubt we'll get to the gel pens today, the new Crayola ones, and so we'll be using those. Hopefully we'll get enough done that we can finish off camera and you guys can finish it on your own, and then we'll be ready to do embellishing next week because we'll have so much of the basics laid in, it'll be ready to go. So here are the blend and shade pencils. Still getting used to them. They feel weird. I'm just gonna let you guys know, I'm still getting used to the feel of them in my hand. They're, it's not like any of the other pencils I have. It's a gel core. It is soft, which is great instead of being super hard. So enjoying that aspect because they are so different from the normal Crayolas. So hold on here, guys. I should have gone live and it didn't go live. So hold on, I'm coming in so I can see what I'm doing. My monitor did not work. Here we go. Hopefully, there we go. Now I can see what I've got. So I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here on this so that we've got a better view. Because I'm going to be starting first with this stick up here. So let's rotate down so you guys can see it well. Right up here in this upper corner. It's the same idea as white. We did a little bit of white last week. And so I get the light blue that's in the set, and then I'm just gonna real lightly, and it's super, super light with your hand on this. And you just keep going on the edge here so that we get the illusion that it's round. And now I'm gonna go in with the gray. And I only have the 24 set. We talked about that last week with this. There is a 48 set with these, and had the 48 set been available, I would have used that one for this, but I wasn't able to get it. In the store, they only had the 24. So stinky there that I don't have more colors, because typically I find that more colors in these types of sets is very advantageous to have. Pull up, I don't have chat up. Let's see if anybody's saying anything. So we are getting into our Thanksgiving spirit here and getting ready for the holiday. The kids have the whole week of school off, which to me is a little bit nuts. I'm not used to having that. And I'm used to, you know, them getting Wednesday. Going back with a little bit of blue. We lost the blue with the gray there. Okay, so they are over there mixing the icing right now. That's what you're hearing in the camera. It's a little noisy in that plastic bowl, but it didn't come with the icing maids. They're gonna be over there working on that, getting it ready so they can start icing it up. So let's see what to do next. So we did that right there. This holly I did just like the holly over here, only I haven't done the pencil on it yet. I just did the marker. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna do one candy cane and I'll do one with the bow, and then you'll see the basics for all the bows that we're gonna do and the candy canes, and then candy canes we can do off camera. There are so many in this one. I counted, now I'm forgetting how many. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, I see 5. There may be more as I'm looking. So we'll do this nice big one right here because it's already in the camera. As I said, we are here doing our getting ready for Thanksgiving. My mother flies in tonight. I have to pick her up at the airport at 6 and is here for over a week, so it'd be fun to have her. I just have to work tomorrow besides doing this. So it's kind of a nice week. Sadly, Ben, working retail, has to work Thanksgiving and the day after Thanksgiving and on Saturday as well. And so it's like, that really stinks. So we'll be celebrating Thanksgiving a little early here. Instead of doing it on Thursday, we're doing it on Wednesday just because that's what we have. We weren't kind of given much of a choice. To try to get it in on Thanksgiving Day would be nearly impossible. So a little bummed about that. Our first one out here, and he's not really here. So I'd love to know, hey, I am gonna murder your name. I'm seeing the comment right there. And so I'm gonna say hi. I don't want to butcher your beautiful name because it looks really pretty written. Anybody there? I'm here. It says we got 6 people watching, so there are other people there. I'm not commenting yet. I'd love to know where you're watching from. I'm in San Diego, California, a little town called La Mesa. So I'm using the other side. There's not a huge difference in the color on the reds, but just to kind of put in a little bit of shadow here. Remember, I am going to be using a black background on this, so I don't have to be super perfect on my edges where it goes over the background, so I can be a little bit messy, which is nice. So anyway, I'm Beth. So here working and sitting in my studio. Actually, my studio is part of our living room right now. I used to have a beautiful studio where we lived before. So now I'm going in, and this is it's just red. It looks really dark on the end, but it is pretty much a true red. And I'm just gonna go in and go along those edges. Just trying to give the illusion that this is a rounded candy cane here. One thing I like about this book is because they have pages with where there isn't another picture on the back. I feel like I can use markers and be safe. Hey, you just found my channel. Cool, awesome, welcome. I am older than a lot of YouTubers out here, not super old. I am pushing 40. So, but my kids are here. I have mostly teenagers, 2 teenage boys, and then my 11-year-old daughter. Courtney's here with us, stirring and getting icing into bags so that we can work on that beautiful turkey. So I came to art a little bit later in life than a lot of people. Getting the white now to just kind of blend in a little bit. So really started getting involved with art when I was 25. So you can see that's given a little bit of highlight now in the middle on that red that we put in. Right there, so that looks rounded. Now we're gonna do the same thing we did for the sticks for doing white and getting that shaded in next. So I've got the light blue. The sky blue to me is a little bit, in the set, is a little bit too green. Just going in really lightly. And I don't know why, it always kind of surprises me how much this does for the look of dimension. It's always like a little happy surprise. So I'd love to know where everybody's watching from. Last week had a couple of ladies here who were over in the UK. That was pretty cool. Had viewers from Sweden watching before and things. It's always neat to hear the difference. And now with the gray, just that little bit of gray, I find helps bring the blue. Help it mix the white a little bit. And now I'm just gonna blend it together with the white. So I'm surprised that with these wanting to be blending pencils from Crayola, there isn't like a blender pencil available. And you can't buy these in open stock, so if you use your white to blend, it's gonna run out pretty quick. So there we go. Look at that, how it just came to life. I always think that it kind of surprises me. It's fun. Central Illinois, awesome. Well, I'm from Louisville, Kentucky originally, now out in San Diego. So grew up actually in Western Kentucky over in Owensboro. So a little bit familiar with that area, not super familiar. So, okay. I'm trying to keep this in a fairly limited color palette. So we're gonna do that in green right there. And I'm getting my, this is out of the Blend and Shade set, and this is the Kiwi right here. I find that it's a little bit lighter green, so I can get a little more dimension in it than the Jungle Green that's in the brush side. So it's gonna look a little limey when it goes on, but know that we will tune it in with the pencils in just a second. My one thing with the blend or the brush and fine tip markers is just that they came in such a limited color palette for what I would want to use them for. I thought the price points were pretty good on it, but just to try to get the looks I'm trying to do, it's not super. I'm gonna use the Jungle Green just to put in a little bit of shadow on this too. So we're gonna kind of brush in just a little bit. And we'll, again, it's gonna look a little rough right now. We'll tune it in. Once we get in with the pencil in just a minute. There we go. So now in the pencil set, there isn't like a dark Jungle Green. I have not. I'm using both the pencils and the markers. Hello from Kentucky, my home. go to Kentucky? I have to ask because, you know, it's just as Jennifer, so. Oh, Menace, hi! I think, no, oh. So I'm using the green right here to help blend this in a little bit. And it is still, you see how, so we're gonna have to pull some blue into this guy. Because this green just isn't very dark. I am trying to push it as much as I can. So with shadowing, you can always go to a blue. It'll help. If you're using blue, you can use purple. Or you put it, even put in a little bit of orange, and it can help sometimes. Just using those other shades on it. Central Kentucky, south of Lexington. Hey, I was in Lexington for a while back when I was in high school. So grew up in that area for a while. About 7 years I was in Lexington. There we go. Now look how we're starting to get some dimension in here. I was looking at my weather app and checking the weather in Kentucky, and it's actually not too cold there. Warmer weather is nice. It is strange though, because there's only like 4 trees near us that are changing right now. So that is like the fall we are getting. There are 4 maples, and so it's like I see those and I get to see changing leaves a little bit. But yeah, it is warmer. It's not like crazy warm though. And just also to let you guys know, the book, this is in Johanna's Christmas, is what I'm working out of. And I do have links in the description to the products that I'm using. If you wanna go check them out. I just find that's an easy way for you guys to find out more about them. I do highly suggest supporting your local art stores when you can. So, I got this book last year, actually. It was the first book I'd ever ordered and had delivered like on release date. So it was kind of exciting to get it. And I put up, like I was trying to get ahead of getting videos out for people as they got it. I can remember getting in there, and this was when I was still working in the whole idea that you had, like I wanted to work in order. So I did the first page, and it was one of the most challenging ones for me to come up with. I'll show you guys it. I've got the video up of it, but it's this Christmas stag right here. And it was so different from anything I had done before. So it was like, oh, how do I do this right here? So worked on it, got it done. I think it turned out pretty well. Oh, glitter pens, yeah. That's what I'm looking forward to getting into when we're done with this, all the laydown, is that I've got these glitter and metallic gel pens from Crayola, and I haven't even opened the package yet. I figured we would unbox them completely live so that we're trying them out for the first time together. So now what do I want to do? We've got all of this candy, and kind of mix it up, because again, I'm gonna go in and do all of the other candy canes. It's the same thing that we just did. If you missed it, you can go back and catch that up off screen. You can rewind and watch later. I always keep these videos up for people to watch later, so it'll be there. So because there are so many, I'd like to get a move on, but there are so many in here that look like oranges. So let's move to orange for a little bit. Let me get the orange one right here. We've got orange and golden yellow in this set. Let me find, where did you go? There it is. So it's the orange and golden yellow. This is the pen right here that we're gonna use. And let's go in and we'll start doing some of these orange pieces. Let's find a good one to put on the screen. We'll do this one right here in the middle. Let me make sure I'm centered well. My delay makes this lots of fun. Trying to watch and see, where am I? Make sure we're on camera. Actually, I'm gonna stand up and look. Sorry if I bump. There we go. Now we're on well. And so we're gonna be doing this guy right here. So the brush tips on these are a little bit stiff. I have a great Pentel for inking brush pen that's refillable. I love the feel of it. And from what I read, a lot of the reviews said that you pretty much have to use these for a little while. Then they break in and they are great, but that a lot of people think they're stiff if you're into calligraphy, that kind of thing. Not something I do a whole lot of. I really admire bullet journalists, but I don't do a lot of bullet journaling. So there's that. Now I'm gonna come in. I'll make this like a peel here. The great thing is these are like candies, so they're not like a true orange slice, so you can make it a little cartoony. I'm always amazed at how quiet everybody in my house can suddenly be. I stop talking, it's really quiet with all of them. The markers are really, they are very vivid. And that can be a good thing. It can also be rough when you're wanting a softer shade. It just doesn't exist in the Crayolas, which is disappointing to me because I would like to have both, because there are places for both. And so for these, but as you see, I mean, the color just goes boom. I mean, that is orange, very orange. But if I wanted to do, as you saw, the red is dark, the greens are dark, the browns are very dark. When I did in my gingerbread men, it was it was supposed to be a tan, and I used that out of the super tips. Like I have the 100 pack of the super tips, thinking that I would get them and I would get to have some of the lighter shades. They would be greater, and even the light ones come out darker than you would expect, because that was supposed to be a nice light beigey color and kind of like sand, and it was not even close. So there's our start with this. It is very vivid, as you see right now. But we have, one of the good things is there are quite a bit. We have a yellow orange. Let me show you guys. The yellow orange in the pencil, the orange, and a red orange. And you can use a red orange to be your dark shade, orange for your medium, yellow orange for your light. And you still got the white, and even a dark yellow works well for highlighting on these. So we have quite a bit to choose from in these. We're gonna go in first with these two. The tips in the package kind of are this weird square tip, and I haven't used the red orange yet, so I'm gonna sharpen it real quick. So the pencils, I'm still trying to figure out a little bit my take on them. They are hands down better than the other pencils that they've had out. I'm not going to even, they don't really compare. These are a lot closer to feeling like an artist pencil, like the Prismacolors and those types of things. They are not those pencils though. These have their limitations. I find that they blend one layer really well, but they don't layer so much after that, like you can do with others, especially like polychromos and those pencils. But for a step in a direction that you can pick these up at Staples. Now the thing is also to consider, you can pick up a set of Prismacolors in the same size at Staples too, you know, or another local store. So don't feel like you can't get access or whatever to those. And for the price on Amazon, I mean, you can find Prismacolors for fairly inexpensive. I mean, So don't let that think. I'm gonna go right into the white now and really get some contrast going in this guy for these. And when I did a black test with them, I mean, these color right on black paper, so if you want to work on black, you can. So you see there, that gives you, I mean, you don't have to use the markers to do, I just like it because to me it speeds up the process a little bit if you're trying to get into some deeper shading. Like I don't have to do layer after layer after layer. I mean, it's vivid almost immediately. So going in with the orange now on this outer edge. And we're gonna move to yellows on this, and I'm gonna test out the yellow. I haven't seen how much I can work with these to get it. I'm gonna go straight in with regular yellow. Normally working with yellow, you can make your oranges have a whole lot broader range, so it's not all one shade. And this is working pretty well here. Smoothing it out. I have found that the laydown of these is not as smooth as other ones, so I have a blender pencil ready right here from my Prismacolor set, so if I need it, I always have an eraser pencil too, so that I can clean up if need be. These don't erase as well as other pencils I found. Some of my other pencils I can get it pretty well, especially if I'm gonna color with another pencil over top of it, but with these it's a little bit iffy. So let's go back in with the, we're gonna round this up. And I'm picturing a light source that's straight on with this so that I don't have to try to figure out, okay, it's shadowed here, highlighted here, so much that this is going to be kind of round. With the orange. And you don't see the orange, but it's something for the white to grab onto here in a minute when it comes in to do the highlight, as well as I can get into these teeny little areas and get orange in where it would be. And now the white. Given kind of the idea that this is a little rounded here. Real simply right there. So there's an orange slice. There are a bunch of other ones, like there's one here and here. And I'm gonna do those in the same way. I'm gonna treat these twists. I'm not gonna color and alternate the colors in the twist around the outside edge. I'll treat it as a solid and just let those lines be like texture on it. There's an orange slice over here, so we'll do those. I'm gonna do in the same way I just did these. So, Loomis, I have to look those up. I'm not familiar with those, so you have to let me know what you think about those. So let's see here. I'm trying to decide what to do with these. These right here to me look like poker chips, and I know they're supposed to be candies, but I look at them, I keep seeing poker chips, and I'm like, okay, kind of a strange thing. So I'm gonna have to think about what those are gonna be in this one. Let's go in here, and these guys right here, to me, I see those as pastel. And so let's see if we can create something that looks pastel with these little marshmallow bits. So I'm gonna grab a test piece here to work on. And this is just a blank index card that I have available so I can test. So I'm gonna pull out all of my pinks, and we're gonna see what we can do with these, if we've got anything in here. A little pink marshmallow cloud I think would be fun with that. Okay, so that is it in these sets here. So I'm gonna pull up what the colors are supposed to look like. So we've got a carnation and a flamingo pink, which on the swatch here have pretty good, they make me hopeful, let's put it that way. So this is the flamingo. Okay, it looks pretty much, it's a little more purple here than it looks in the swatch. That's orchid. Are you carnation? Yes, carnation pink. Okay, the carnation pink, that looks like a great shade for this. So we have a little bit here to work with, yay. Let's just check this one just to make sure this pink, and this was out of their, okay, so I could use that one, it looks like, to put in a couple of shadows here and there. So, okay, we've got something to start and work with. These are, they came out, I'm trying to remember the name now of this set. They came out at the same time that like the Sweet Escapes book and all of those came out. There were some pencils that you could get with it that were Crayola. It looked like trying to package some artist grade pencils, trying to get into the market a little bit with the adult coloring, and they were a little bit of a letdown, just to let you guys know for what I thought about them. So we're just gonna color this whole thing in with this carnation pink, which is looking a little bit brighter now that I'm going onto this paper. So we're gonna have to tone that down with some white. I was thinking like soft cloudy type colors on this. Maybe I need to abandon hope of those colors. I am noticing that the paper doesn't like the marker so much on this, because it is trying to gum up a little bit where it does the little balls underneath. Because you can see it doesn't get great coverage. And I'm trying to use as light a hand as possible so I don't get into the sheet of paper too much with it, but it's, yeah. So let's think, if I've got light shining straight on, and have a little bit of shadowing here, a little bit of shadowing here. Like this, like this. Let's see, what time is it right now? 10:33. Okay, we're about halfway through our live stream already. So in the pinks over here, I actually have some good choices. I have a magenta and a pink, and of course we'll be using the white again to blend it in. I'm gonna sharpen my magenta here. When I was figuring out how these felt, I colored a page in my DC superheroes book. It's all the women. I found that these are not great for large areas on their own. So I'm doing the magenta right here. So let's check in with our turkey real quick. Girls, how's the turkey coming?
Good.
Interesting.
We just started decorating.
Okay, so they've got all the setup done now. There's icing going on to the turkey.
Oh, that's already happened.
Did you follow the instructions on the back of the box?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, sort of.
Sort of.
They're very sparse instructions.
Well, they don't want to stifle creativity by giving sparse instructions.
Very true, very true.
So the girls are over there having fun, getting everybody home today. My daughter last week, I mean, this has been like the longest break. Last week had half days even, all week long. It was like, it's the break that keeps going. They had parent-teacher conferences. So now just win with the white, bring it together. Okay, so not the beautiful, soft, pale, cloudy pink I had imagined. It is a little more vivid. But that is going to be the story of this whole page, is that nothing has been exactly how I imagined it. So a lot more color. This will be very bright. We'll call it the Technicolor dream, right? You know, it's be like whoosh, coming out at us. So I'm thinking that with this one being pink, if I did both of them pink, that's going to be a lot of pink right there. Do we hope that maybe we can create a soft blue? Or is that just dreaming a little bit too much? Let's see. I think we might be able to do it. So let's try to make this one a pale blue back here. And you see the difference from here to here. I mean, this paper just takes the pigment in. So has anybody started putting up their Christmas decorations yet? We have not. This is it for Christmas right now in our house, and my Christmas mug. Not a whole lot of Christmas going on. I do still have some Christmas decorations. We kept some in the move out. Didn't keep a whole lot of stuff moving out here, but we've got one box of Christmas decorations, which is really funny because I used to have a whole storage area devoted to Christmas decorations. So a little bit different now in life, not having all of that, but we have some. So going over to the blues now. I'm gonna use that light blue, and I'm gonna use regular blue to help it in. Some shading in here. If you guys are coloring along, I would love to see your pictures too that you are doing. So if you want to put them up over on Instagram or something and tag me in it, that would be awesome. I would love to see your take on this too. Because my color choice is not the only color choice, obviously, that it's out there. You may have a totally different idea. And that's what's really neat, is to get to share these photos and see, you know, you saw this in this picture and I saw this, and everybody's allowed to have their own take on it. So, blending in now with the light blue. I started off with the regular blue. And I do not know why. That is like a habit of mine. There is nothing there to wipe, and I will do that after I stop constantly. It's a drawback to my old sports days where I would you get in your routine and you do the same thing every single time. Because my former life, I played softball competitively, and you get in the batter's box, you do the exact same thing every time, no matter what. It's just part of your routine. And it's not even superstitious. It's just that this is how you got ready, and you've practiced it 1,000 times, and so you do it the same way every time just because that's what's ingrained in you. So those are those two. I will go and do the rest of these little marshmallow clouds the same way off camera, because it's very repetitive on this one. I'm wanting to get moving through this so that we can get onto some other stuff. I want to get into some of my nicer pencils, honestly, on these live streams so we can play around and see what they do. So let's look here. Let's see, what other candies? Let's do one of these little dots. And let's see, what if I was a dot candy? And they make me think of like a straight on look of the little raspberry and blackberry type candies that you can get. Now black will not be the greatest. So let's do these in red. They're actually one of my favorite candies, the little raspberry and blackberries. So I'm gonna pull out, where did the red go? Here's my red. So we're just gonna dot in all of these little red dots right here. Dot, dot, dot. Now the chances that a couple of these dots will end up being red glitter is pretty high, just FYI. Especially if these glitter gel pens turn out to be great. One neat thing you can do with the white when we come back is use those to make these candies look really glossy too, so I'm not worried about making sure I have super clean whites, unless it's a true white area, but like in these, to be a gloss, because come back and do that with gel pen. There's no need to stress over that. Okay, so there's that one. I think for this raspberry, oh, there was a color called Raspberry Stink. That was like a total miss on my part. Oh well. I'll go in and do the background of that. See, it is darker. Okay, good. I'm happier with my choice. I'm putting these in right here between, so it's, that actually turns out, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick this up. There's a subtle difference between these two reds, and it works out pretty well. Is anybody out there gonna be traveling for Thanksgiving? Oh my goodness, I am realizing I'm totally off camera with that one. Sorry guys, I'll scoot it up. You guys get the idea though. The dots were done in red. The material, the inside bits right there were done with this raspberry color. Oh. Normally when I film, I do a wide shot and then do my zooming in post, and it's a lot easier to make sure you're always in shot. I'm gonna need to get, these are tiny little dots, so I'm gonna get my pencil really nice and snug here, so I have a good tip. I'm gonna go on the edges with all of these. Not gonna show up a whole lot, but it is gonna help, like if the marker missed a teeny bit, to get those edges. This gives the white something to grab in a minute on all of these dots. And unless you really like a ton of glitter, I would not recommend on something like this using a glitter pen on every single one of these. I would pick a couple and highlight them that way. And I think you'll be happier with the result, and it really makes them pop then versus it being a whole mass of glitter. It's directs the eye and gives the eye something to look and move around on purpose with, rather than just, whew, glitter, lots. I'm always sad that when you do glitter a piece and then you film with it, the camera just doesn't pick up the glitter, so it doesn't look the same on camera as it does in real life. I'm trying to get that glitter to show up, even if you move it, still not the same. I'm just putting a little white dot in the middle of all of these right now. Okay, is anybody else out there, my email just went off. Are you getting like a barrage of holiday emails already? And I'm just like, I'm amazed at the number I am getting. And I've really pared down mine, and it's like, okay, if I get another Target ad. Okay, it's super subtle. Even looking at it here, so I don't know how much the camera picked up. I'm trying to look over here and see. So working through the holidays so you can be off for New Year's. Okay. Goodness, New Year's seems so far away right now, and I know in reality it's not, but with so much, all the transition we've had this year, it's like, wow, New Year's, whew. That's a lot to take in. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more of those 6, one hiding over here down in the edge. So finishing those off camera as well. Let's see here. Let's do one of these polka dot candies. And what color do I feel like this polka dot candy right here? Or maybe, I know these are hard candies, but it does make me think of bubble tape. It'd be kind of weird to have just bubble tape sitting around, but hey. Let's see here, bright colors. I think I'm gonna work in some blue on this one, and we will do that with some blue dots. I'm gonna do that, a blue on blue, so it'll be a darker blue, lighter blue kind of a thing here. So I'm gonna pull, how blue is this sky blue? Yeah, that's the one we used over there. It is pretty blue. Do I have any other blues? Blue bolts. Okay, looks like that's our choice on blues. So. Right here. And working. I'm gonna do a study too before our next one, and we'll look at how to do these wrappers, because I'd like to try to make them look like they are clear on top of the black, and I think that would be pretty cool. So gonna be looking at that, trying out some different techniques. So hopefully I will find something. That's my goal. On these, look at those happy little dots right there. I don't know what flavor this candy would be. Blueberry, blue raspberry, some sort of mint, I don't know. But he's blue with blue polka dots right there. So I think they got the turkey done, so looks over there. So we will have that to see when we finish up. We got 12 more minutes in the live stream. So we're out. I'm gonna take the regular blue from my pencils. Because this is like a log, it's like it continues on. We're not going to, I'm gonna be putting in shadowing on the edge here. Great, because I did that in one color. I can just go right over all of it for this as we come in now. These are not raised bumps on this. Just pull right in that color. Now in with the white. I'm gonna try to push as hard as I can with it. Right there. And so we've got a little log roll candy. So I'm trying to see, are there any more? There's some square, there's just a lot of polka dots. And I'm just gonna use the same ideas there. And there's gonna be, I think I'm gonna keep the candies pretty much tone on tone unless they're a white in that stripe, just because there are so many and to allow the eye to be able to focus. If you start getting a little bit too crazy, it'll mess the eye up quite a bit and it'll be too busy and trying to see it all. let's go down here. I'm gonna go right below and we'll finish off with this one. The white in this is popping really, really, really well, and I'm enjoying how much it's popping. So I'm gonna keep up with that, and instead of doing the bulk of this, I'm just gonna do this thin red stripe right here on this. Especially once we come in with the black background, white really pops. I'm nervous that our really dark chocolate gingerbread man are gonna hide. There we go. Nice bright red in there. I'm gonna flip it over to the scarlet edge, and I'm just gonna add in a little bit. My tip has some schmutz on it. Hold on just a second. There we go. And the paper balling up. Okay, there's that. Coming with the regular red pencil here. And you can, if you want to put in a little bit more, I find I like purple for my shadow on red a little bit more than blue. You can use a little bit of green too, but know that when you do use opposites, it does tend to muddy just a little bit, so think through that. Pull those in together now. Now to go in, and it's the same thing as we've done on the other whites. The little bit of the light blue. It's actually here much there. I love the way the light blue gives you a crisp white, a nice clean white, versus if you just use gray, it will look a little dingy. But the blue as a shadow color helps that just look clean. A little bit of gray. A little bit much. I'm probably gonna hit this with a little bit of my eraser, just a minute. Came out a little bit strong up there at the top. Soften this up a little bit here. Eraser pencils are wonderful. I highly recommend getting one if you do not own one. It is one of my tools that help out an absolute ton. Just using my white to blend it all together right there. So now we got a lot of dimension right there and that little bit of a thing. I think because we did the thin stripe here, that up here on this one, and it's the same idea as this right here that I did last week. Let me scoot down here so you guys can see which one I'm pointing to. I'm gonna reverse it and do a red with a little white stripe coming through just to help give it a little bit more fun. And then maybe this stripe will be vertical stripes coming down over here. There's so many ideas that you can do, and it kind of gets to the point that you're like, I don't know what all to do with all of these pieces. Leaving the jelly beans for the end on purpose because I can use those to help color balance the piece quite a bit because there's several colors that a jelly bean can be. So I think that's gonna call it for this part. Let's go look at the turkey. So I have to take my camera off. So there we go, camera is off. There's the, where's the puppy? The puppy went under the table. She was right here, so. Oh, wow. Look at those anime eyes right there. Here is our turkey that the girls worked on. Very festive.
Look at the back.
Look at the back. Okay, I'm supposed to look at the back. Okay. Wow, they even decorated the back here. So this looks great. Those eyes right there. Look at those eyes. So cute. That's what I'm getting. So cute. I'm getting so good ones. Girls, why don't you stand behind your creation real quick. Smile. Model it right here.
Own up to it.
Own up. Let me zoom back out. There we go. There's my Courtney and Gracie working hard today.
It's long and hard.
Yay! So we have our centerpiece now for our Thanksgiving celebration as well as to keep it festive in here. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. If you have, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you subscribe, please make sure you hit that bell icon that's next to the subscribe button. That way you can get notifications when new videos are up. It's not guaranteed that just because you subscribe that you're going to be getting notifications. YouTube changed things. Do that for anybody that you are subscribed to and you want to know. Just a little heads up from YouTube and the way things have been changed a little bit. As well as you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Grace and Lottie's. I will take some beautiful pictures of this turkey. It will be up, as well as I'll put some photos as I move along on the other piece, because I said I was going to be working some off camera just to kind of keep this video from being weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks of the same picture, especially when there's so many repeats. So I'll just be doing things that are repeats of what we did today and last week on there. So you're not missing anything. It's just to keep video of it would make it pretty boring. So be watching there. You'll get to see where we are and what it will look like before we go live next week. And I will be live next week, so be looking forward to that. Typically 10 a.m. is when I go up. That's what I shoot for. Give me a couple minutes either way. Sometimes getting these live streams together can be a little bit interesting, as everybody learned this morning trying to work with me in our house. So remember that art happens in everyday life. Make sure you're watching for it. Bye.